In my last video, I showed an example that I built using Unity ML agents, where a humanoid AI navigates and explores an environment and attempts to catch a runaway dog. In case you need help setting up Unity ML agents, I've written a document about that, which you can get from my Patreon page. There is a link below. Recalling this diagram from my earlier videos, for deep reinforcement learning to control a humanoid character, the character needs sensory information from the environment. The character uses that to decide what to do next, and that decision executes by controlling some parameters. In this video, let's talk about the humanoid AI's senses. If you are interested in going into more depth on deep reinforcement learning, humanoid AI, Unity ML agents, or even humanoid robotics, please do consider subscribing to this channel. And a note on terminology. In deep reinforcement learning, we hear the terms senses, observations, and perceptions. These terms seem almost interchangeable, but there are subtle differences. We can think of the sense or sensor as being kind of like the hardware, like the AI's camera that it uses as eyes, for example, or the low-level physics of light hitting the camera. The observation is the data received by the sense, so it could be, for example, the image viewed by the AI's eyes or cameras. Then the perception is how the AI interprets the data or the result of processing the data. So, for example, recognizing objects within an image. Let's talk about what senses the humanoid AI should have, but keep in mind that any of these senses produce observations or data and then perceptions that are used in the learning process. So where do we start? When we were kids, we learned that humans have 5 senses: vision, hearing, smelling, taste, and touch. Are those the senses that an AI should have? And are those the only senses that an AI should have? Vision seems like something we need to include. We have options for implementing AI vision. We can work with true images, which would be two-dimensional projections of what the AI would view in the three-dimensional environment, just as our own vision works. This would require training the neural network to process the images. For my simple example, I did not do this. A simpler approach is to approximate a simple vision sensor using Unity raycasts, which report whether a ray intersects with an object of a certain type, indicated by its Unity tag. So this simple vision at least detects objects, knows the type of object, and where it is located. Although it is just sampling a few rays from the full field of view. ML agents includes a ray perception sensor type that conveniently emits a fan of rays and can test whether they intersect with any of a list of tagged object types. It's easy to change the geometry of the rays, making them longer, changing their angles, or changing how many rays there are. The humanoid AI in my example has this type of raycast vision sensor to detect barriers that it might be approaching. The barriers in the environment, including the fences and the houses, were given the barrier tag. The raycast sensors also detect the dog. There is a trade-off for these raycast senses in that each projected ray and each object tag corresponds to a data input to the neural network. So, say we fire off 20 vision rays, each detecting one of 3 object types. That corresponds to 60 data inputs to the network. We could have lots and lots of rays detecting all kinds of objects, but there are disadvantages to sending more data than we need to the neural network. Training can be much slower. There's the sparse data problem where meaningful training data is rare in the observation space, making it harder for the neural net to find patterns. There is more risk of overfitting, where the network learns that specific training scenario but does not generalize well. It is important to find the minimal, sufficient set of observations that enables the agent to learn the desired behavior. What about hearing? There are different ways to simulate hearing. Unity's audio listener component could be used, but there are some downsides. There can only be one active audio listener per scene, there is no directional information, and the data received would require some processing, and it would be challenging to determine the source of the sound. I instead just used a simple listening simulation using short raycasts behind the humanoid AI to detect the dog as though the AI could hear the dog behind it, even though it is not within its field of vision. In a very rough way, we can also maybe think of this as a smell sense. We may be able to smell the dog if it is behind us. For one aspect of the sense of touch, the humanoid AI needs to know if it is colliding with a barrier. I think that we as human beings know if we are colliding with something or near to colliding in a variety of ways. We can see a barrier, but we can also feel it if we do collide. It seems reasonable to me that our humanoid AIs should also have a proximity sense to know whether they are colliding or nearly colliding with a barrier or an obstacle. I've implemented a proximity sense in the humanoid AI example using short raycasts forward and back from the AI, detecting barriers. I've written my own function using low-level APIs from ML agents to access the internal data from the raycast sensors to summarize their data into a few simple signals. Whether the humanoid is approaching a barrier, is blocked in front by a barrier, or is blocked behind. The function took some trial and error because the documentation for these internal ML agents functions are a bit terse. For the sense of taste, our humanoid AI doesn't have anything, but it does at least have rudimentary aspects of vision, hearing, smell, in that it can detect if the dog is close behind, and touch, at least in terms of colliding with a barrier. Should we limit the humanoid senses to just those biological ones, or are there other senses that we should include? What about location? I don't have a biological way of knowing exactly where I am. On the other hand, my phone or watch are usually with me, and they each have a GPS. So maybe it's reasonable that a 21st century person or AI might have an easy way of knowing its location. Any variable can be used as an ML agent's observation using the API function addObservation. I use this to report the AI's global position as sort of a GPS sense. I had thought the humanoid might learn where the barriers are. What about the robot's body position and motion? Robots may have gyroscopes, accelerometers, and magnetometers to sense these. Proprioception is the body's innate sense of its own position and movement. This also seems like a reasonable type of sense for our humanoid AI. I use the AI observation function to report the AI's speed and rotation. What about situational awareness? The humanoid AI maintains a state machine where the state of the AI can be free to roam, approaching a barrier, blocked in front, or blocked in back. It seems reasonable and even necessary for the AI to know what state it's in. The AI's choice of actions and possible rewards depend on its state. This is different from other ML agents examples that I've seen, which tend to just have a single state. But having multiple states gives a lot more power and flexibility to ML agents. I may make a separate video just on that. The right way to report something like a state variable as an observation is to use the API call add1hotObservation. That changes the state variable into a set of booleans where exactly one will be true at any time. All the types of senses we've discussed are detecting something at that present moment. There is also the issue of memory for the humanoid AI to also remember the past and incorporate that into its decisions. There are several ways to implement something like memory in ML agents. Stacked vectors use all the sentry inputs from past decision points for the current decision. Raycast data can also be stacked to use some number of past values at each decision point. The neural network itself can be configured for LSTM, or long short-term memory, which is a form of internal memory. This is configured using hyperparameters. I did use LSTM, hoping that the humanoid may remember where the dog had been if it briefly goes out of view. In the last video, I mentioned the coverage sensor that I developed, where the AI remembers the area it has already explored so that it can have the goal of expanding the explored area. This is one example of a custom sensor that has its own memory that it maintains. ML Agents provides an API for developing custom sensors. This is another area where I needed to figure out how to do it, using the ML Agents documentation, but also experimenting to fill details where the documentation was not entirely complete. I hope that all that was useful, or at least interesting, in terms of considering what senses should be provided to a humanoid AI. The choice of senses will depend on the goals and purpose of the humanoid, tempered by some of the trade-offs that I mentioned. In my next video, I will tell some of the details that allowed me to move from the traditional ML agents cube people to humanoid AIs that navigate via their neural network brains while animating using Unity Mechanim. As with all of this, I had to try some different approaches to get it to work well, but I am glad to explain what finally worked the best. Please do subscribe if you would like to find out how I accomplished that.